Why are some entrepreneurs able to implement their ideas while others are spinning their wheels? Why do some achieve major goals while others are paralyzed with fear or success? And why are some people clear about how to set and achieve their goals while others are procrastinating or unfocused? In this short video series, I'll share the answers to these questions so that you too can implement all of your ideas. Hi, my name is Leslie Boyd. I am the creator of the 3-Step Strategy and a Productivity Coach. Welcome to my brand new series, the 3-Step Strategy. So in this first video, you're going to learn my quick fix secret to start getting more done each day. Now, this is going to immediately help you with your scrolling, procrastination, and help you be a little bit more accountable. And once you get this down, you'll start to experience more. If you are creating all the ideas, taking all the courses, planning and creating some more, but you aren't getting the results or you're not moving forward in your business, stay with me because you're going to discover why entrepreneurs like you and me can be more productive. And that's why it's critical that you get this specific action plan handled right now. Now, I said action plan, but it's just for people like us. So the goal of this video is simple: to help you reduce overwhelm, stress, and conquer your to-do list. Today, I'm going to show you the first step by helping you move forward a bit, each little bit day by day, so that you can be more productive. And that'll give you greater opportunity to experience what it feels like to have completed projects. Now, are you ready to make this happen? Before we dig in, I've got to warn you about something critically important. And not paying attention virtually guarantees you're going to feel like a little hamster on a wheel. Right now, you may think you have to do all the big things at once. And guess what? What if I told you there's another way? That you don't have to. What if you instead committed to 3 steps a day? And I get that this may be pretty different from what you've heard before about goal setting. Make that long list, break it through, do big massive action. But this fundamental shift really works so well. In fact, you may have already tried to stop scrolling, stay focused, stop procrastinating. And so today we're going to show you this in a whole new way. Like maybe you set goals, bought that pretty new planner, or even made a vision board. And you wonder, can you really achieve these goals? Does that sound familiar? If so, I get it. And let's get right to it. What's the first thing that we do? The first thing I want you to do is to do a time audit. And any of you that have followed me for any amount of time know that I am a big proponent of a time audit. You can do this for a day. You can do this for 3 days. If your days run about the same, then 1 day may be enough. But you have to figure out how you are spending all of your time. And there are 3 reasons that you do this. You've got to track your time to see exactly how much you have to go towards your goals. You've got to track how you're spending it, and then the patterns that you'll begin to see about where you may have these blocks of time depending on how your day goes. So tracking your time to see how much you have. This is critical because in different seasons, we have different times, we have different things. I tell people all the time, my girls are 22 months apart. And there were times I was wiping butts and noses at the same time. I couldn't devote some of the time and attention to my goals back then as I can now. But when they were in daycare, I did have flexibility as to some days I could pick them up a little bit later. So it just depends on the season that you're in. So what your time audit looks like today may be different 2 months from now, a year from now. But you've got to understand exactly how many hours a day, because you don't want to set 4 hours worth of goals and you only have 2 hours to do it. That is a sure way to set us up for failure, stress, and overwhelm. All the things that we're trying to overcome or avoid. And number 2, track how you're spending it. Do you spend a lot of time on Facebook? Are you spending a lot of time in between tasks that take up? Are you spending time thinking about things and not implementing? It's good. I always say it's like a food journal, and people do food journals for like health reasons if they're not feeling well. but actually tracking what you're eating can show how you're feeling. So the same with your time. When you're tracking your time, you can actually see the parts of your day where maybe you don't feel as motivated, and what were you doing then? So it tells you a lot. And the third one, it tells you those pockets of time. Because I can tell you right now that you can schedule, I'm going to write a blog post at 1 o'clock. And 1 o'clock comes and you're like, I'm not that creative right now. So it's important to start to see those patterns. Can you, if your family gets up at 7, can you get up at 6 and have an hour to yourself? Does that work for you? So those are the types of things. So once you have that, you'll be able to do the time audit. And then what I recommend, and this is the way that we do time blocking and time auditing is different for everybody, the awareness part. So this is what I want you to do. After you do your time audit, and I'll provide a worksheet for you. Once you do your time audit, then I want you to go through for like the week and put in all the things you have to do on your calendar. Doctor's appointments, all of these hard and fast dates. If you work 9 to 5 or 12-hour shift, put in those things that are non-negotiable. That's what I want you to put in there. And then you'll be able to see, okay, I know that I have 9 to 5 blocked out. So these are my pockets of time. And so then when you do that, and you'll see exactly how much time you have, I want you to commit to doing 3 things a day. And I don't mean, oh, honey, I can't do laundry today, or oh, I can't pick up the kids or pay the bills, whatever your chore is. We all cut the grass, whatever your chore is. I mean 3 things that are moving you closer to your goals. And your goals are relational, they're personal, and business. So it's important when I say your 3 things, it doesn't all have to be work. So you have your 3 things. And the purpose of the way your time goes is I want you to find what works for you. I'm not going to tell you time block, set a 30-minute block to do this. I offer tips on things that work for me, but I want you to find your rhythm. Depending on your schedule, you may have to do all 3 of your things after 9 o'clock, after 8 o'clock. You may have to do them all in the morning. Or it may work for you to say, I've got 6 to 10. I'm going to get 1 thing done before 10 o'clock in the morning. I'm going to get my 2nd thing done before 2 p.m. I'm going to get my 3rd thing done before I go to bed. Some of you do better with saying from 6 to 7, I'm going to do all of my administrative things. I'm going to take my shower, get my day ready. So I want you, and this is the thing, when you're creative and we're building and we're creating, sometimes a schedule like that can be restrictive, but at the same time, we want to make sure that we're focusing on those 3 things and that we get them done, but we allow ourselves to flow with our day. We allow time. And as you start to build, you'll see when I get up in the morning, I'm so relaxed that I can be creative. Or after everyone's in bed and everything's done, my mind can open up. So you'll start to begin. And so, yes, I'd love for you to time block. But what I'd love for you to do is work on one task during that time until it's finished, even if you have to go into another time block. Not necessarily say, I'm going to blog here, I'm going to batch graphics here, because sometimes when we're so boxed in, we don't get anything done because we're forced in it. But we still have to allow time in our schedule to have those moments. So I hope that makes sense. I want you to get it done, but I want you to be realistic and not too restrictive in how you get it done, unless you're the type that wants to say, do this, do that, do that. And that's why I like the timer method, because it just means focusing on one task for 25 minutes. I'm not saying you have to put down exactly what that task is, but just sit with it. And you know what makes your creative juices flow. Maybe 2 hours of preparing for getting my juices flowing. So the reason why I say 3 is because 1 is not enough and 5 can be too many. And if you have this running list, because we all have the running list, and you're like on a roll, then pluck off a couple of other things so that maybe a day that you're really not into it, you can take a little bit more self-care and you can give yourself that grace that you need. That was day number 1. So what I want you to do is do your time audit to get a feel for how your day goes, to see if you can get in your vibration and your rhythm as to how you're moving about. And then I want you to commit to 3 steps a day. That's your quick win. And when we come back on the next video, I'm going to take you through the success path and how you can find yourself going through the process the next step.